Well, good morning, Scouters Mountain families, students, parents, and everyone who will be involved in this adventure we call distance learning. Welcome to the Scouters Mountain Morning Messages. This is a special preview. Normally, these go during the school year on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings. We're recording one on Friday today because there's some special messages I want to make sure to get out to all of you and go over what's expected on Tuesday morning when we log in for the first time. So although the date says Monday, September 7th, 2020, you can watch it anytime over this Labor Day weekend. These are actually being posted on Friday to make sure that everyone gets this information. But I want to talk to you about lots of different things, and I use these morning messages quite a bit to do that. You can log in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning. Try to post these right around 8:30 or so, right before you log in at 9 o'clock for school. This would be a good thing for you to log into in the morning. So let's get to it. What do we need to know today? Hey, Mr. Long, what do we need to know today as we head into that final weekend before school starts? Well, that's the first thing right away. It is your last weekend before school, families. That's right. You get today, if you're watching this on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, because Monday's a holiday. And then we log in Tuesday morning, September 8th at 9 o'clock. Remember, 9 o'clock is when school starts every day. 9 o'clock is when you log in. You'll get a code from your teacher. Information is coming very soon on where to go. I sent out some information to families yesterday on Thursday about how to log in and where to go once you log into your Chromebook or your computer or your laptop or your iPad. However you're getting into school, there's some directions. And one of the key things is that word right there, class link. That's the thing you want to go to. Now, if you have a district Chromebook, it'll take you right to it when you open the Chromebook and log in. If you're using a computer from home, that's great. You can go to the Scouters Mountain webpage, our webpage, go to the Students tab, and then scroll down to Class Link. That's the important place to get into all of your Google Classroom needs. Class Link on the Scouters Mountain webpage under the Students tab. That's what you're going to want to be able to do. What else do we need to know? Well, I wanted to make sure and share this message for you. Now, those of you who are returning to our school this year, which will be everyone except for our kindergartners and our new students, you know that at Scouters Mountain, we basically have 4 simple rules. They're pretty easy. Be safe, be kind, be respectful, and be responsible. If you're not doing something at Scouters Mountain that is safe, kind, respectful, responsible, probably shouldn't be done at school. Now, the problem is, how in the world do we show that during distance learning? How do we show that we're being safe and kind and respectful and responsible? That's what I wanted to talk with you about today. Some things to think about over the weekend before you log in for the first time. Some expectations that we have as a school and what we want people to be thinking about before they click on their camera on Tuesday morning. And to do that, I'm going to read you a story. Now, I didn't write this story. This is a book that you can get at your local library, or you can order it for yourselves, however you like to order books. And the book is called A Little Spot Learns Online. And there's our main character, Spot, right in the middle of the cover right there. Now, I want to make sure you guys know I did not write this or illustrate this. There's no way I could draw that well. This is written and illustrated by Diane Alber, so we want to make sure to give her full credit. But I thought this was a perfect book to share with you before you log in next Tuesday morning. Some expectations and things that really apply to our school as well. So let's go through the story together. I'm going to read it to you. You follow along, make yourself comfortable, and listen in on this great book and look at all the great illustrations. The first page starts like this. Hi, my name is Spot. I hear you're going to start learning online, and I'm here to help. There he is right there with his computer in hand. And there's some kids looking out the window. That's great. Learning online is new for us, so any tips would be helpful. Next page. Absolutely. Learning virtually or online is like learning at school, but it just feels a little different. And there we are. There's a school right there. And oh, how I wish I could be directing you across the crosswalk into the building, but we know we won't be doing that for a little while at least. So in the meantime, we're going to be learning online. And here are some expectations throughout this book about what we should be thinking about when learning virtually or online. Here's the first one. Instead of learning in a physical classroom at school, and there's the teacher lined up with all of her students, you'll be learning on a computer in a virtual classroom at home. You will still see your teacher and all the kids in your class, and they will be able to see you too. And a lot of you who have maybe done this before, you'll know that you can get a big grid like that. Look at all those squares of all your classmates. That's what you'll see when you log in. One of those squares will be your teacher as well. And we're going to go through different things that you should be thinking about while you're logged in on a computer. This book does a nice job of that. Next page. So you definitely don't want to be in your pajamas. Now, some of you have probably thought about this already. Joining a virtual class is like going to school, so you should wear something comfortable and appropriate. Yeah, that's right. Probably not in our pajamas, so we want to make sure that we have our hair the way we want it and all the sleepy dirt out of our eyes. This will help you get your mind ready to learn and help you stay on schedule too. Now, if you wake up late and you have to get into class by 9 o'clock and you don't have time to get your clothes on, you're still in your pajamas, the most important thing is that you show up. So if you are in your pajamas because you woke up late, things are a little crazy around your house, that's okay too. But a good routine would be to get dressed in the morning as if you were going to the actual school building and get yourself all ready for school. Next page. Eat before you join your class online. That's important. We want to get a good breakfast before we log on. You don't want a grumbling stomach when you're trying to learn. Eating while you're in a virtual classroom can be a distraction, not only to you, but to your teacher and classmates too. Don't worry, your teacher will have scheduled snack breaks. That's true. There are snack breaks built into the schedule. Want to make sure we eat a good breakfast before we get along. Don't want a grumbly stomach while we're online and maybe thinking about your hunger pains instead of your work that you have to do. So try to eat a good breakfast in the morning beforehand. Hey, maybe you could be eating your breakfast while you watch the morning messages. That would be kind of cool. I'd join you for breakfast every morning if you would like to do that. Next page says, be organized and prepared. You should avoid getting up and leaving your classroom session. Having a water bottle nearby is a great idea in case you get thirsty. Yeah, remember, we don't want to get up and leave and come back. You're going to miss some instruction, even to get a drink of water. Now, there's another reason you may have to get up and leave. We want to take care of that ahead of time, too. And then this book's going to talk about that on the next page. It also says make sure you have the school supplies that your teacher recommends in close reach as well. Yeah, we want to have some writing utensils, a pencil, maybe some paper nearby. Your teacher will give you more information about the types of things he or she would like you to have nearby when you log on to the computer. But the biggest thing of all, and we kind of talked about this, take care of this need before you log on. Don't forget to go potty. Oh my goodness, before you join your virtual class. Yeah, we don't want to be getting up to take a bathroom break in the middle of online learning. Then you'll miss things and you'll come back and you'll be confused about where you are. Maybe some kids have gone off to a breakout room or something and you won't know what's going on. So try to take care of those needs before logging on for the first time in the morning. Take care of your bathroom needs. And there will be breaks throughout the day where you'll get a chance to do that as well. But we know if it's an emergency, yeah, you got to take care of that. Sometimes that happens to me too. Got to take care of it if it's an emergency. Next page, find a good place to sit. You might want to sit on the floor or the couch, but this can get uncomfortable. Yeah, I would be tempted to sit on the floor or the couch, lean back in a recliner, but we'd really rather have you in a comfortable spot because you'll move around a lot. In fact, it says right there, when you are uncomfortable, you move around a lot. Try sitting on a chair. This will help you stay upright and focused, kind of like where I am right now. I am in a chair in the recording studio to do my morning messages. I'm in a chair. I'm not on a couch. I'm not in a recliner. I'm not in a beanbag. If you don't have a desk chair, a dining room chair works well too. And you can see our character right there sitting at the dining room table with computer and water bottle in front of her ready to go. And there's Spot on the other side of the table. Next page. Create a quiet space. A place with few distractions can make learning easier. That's right. Notice there isn't a lot of things around our main character's desk right there. He's got his computer. He's got his water bottle. Nothing else to distract him right there. And look behind you, the next page says. Teachers and students can see what's in the background of your computer camera. So make sure that is appropriate too. And notice at the top of the page, they want make sure the TV is off. We don't need TVs on behind you if you're doing virtual learning. The radio or any music players are off. Make sure we don't have loud music playing. And of course, at the bottom of the page, make sure we don't have someone riding a unicycle in the background or doing magic tricks. Don't want any of that. Want to make sure that the background is nice and comfortable and nice and plain, where we don't have distractions behind you. All right, so make sure that all those things are off and you have a quiet space to work in front of your screen. Now look around you. Make sure all your toys are put away. Yeah, if we have toys nearby, we're going to get tempted to go pick one up and start playing with it. Don't want the toys nearby for sure. All the food is out of reach. Yes, so we don't want to be distracted by maybe leftover breakfast and get an extra bite of toast while we're trying to pay attention. And any pets are in another room. Now, I know some of you have pets that are very tamed and trained and are able to just sit at your feet. That's great. But if you have a little puppy or a cat that's a little rambunctious that likes to jump up on the table, probably a good idea to leave that pet outside of the room while you're trying to do your distance learning. So any pets that are not tame or able to handle themselves and be quiet on the floor, you probably want to move them to another room. Okay, next page. Always try to be on time. When you're on time, it shows respect for your teacher and that you are responsible. That's right. And what time does school start every day, starting Tuesday? 9 o'clock. That's right, 9 a.m. Sometimes there can be technical problems, so always try to join a virtual class 5 minutes early. Now, this I can guarantee you is going to be true. Well, there will probably be some technical problems. Remember, this is the first time any of us have ever done this. Your teachers have not done this besides last spring, but we've never started a school year online like this. So if there are technical problems, don't panic. We will figure it out, I promise. If you arrive 5 minutes early, this way an adult can make sure your computer is fully charged, your camera works, and your microphone is muted. Now, the tricky thing about this, if you get there early and it says you can't enter your Google Classroom yet because your teacher isn't ready, that's okay. Your teacher's probably just getting the final touches on the day's work. Your teacher is the one who eventually lets you in. So if you get a message on your screen that says you're not allowed to enter quite yet because your teacher's not there, you did everything right. You just have to wait for the teacher to let you in. This is also very important, that last part about having your microphone muted. Now, some of our younger kids may not know what muted means. Muted means that your microphone is basically turned off. So if you were talking, it would sound like this, because your microphone's off, okay? A lot of times we're gonna want the microphone turned off. That's called muted, and your teacher will explain all of that to you, okay? There'll be times when you turn it on and you'll be able to share your ideas with your teacher or with other classmates, but a lot of times it's going to be muted, and you're gonna practice how to mute and unmute yourself next week for sure. You also wanna make sure that your camera works. Can you see yourself on the screen? If your camera doesn't work, that's okay. You can still participate. But if it works, that's even better, because then you can see other people and see yourself, what's going on the screen. Now you are ready to learn. You will be able to learn the best when your eyes are watching, hands are relaxed, ears are listening, mouth is quiet, back is upright and not slouching. I got to remember to do that too. We don't want to be leaning way forward so all they see is your eyeball or your forehead or something like this. Want to be in a nice, comfortable position. Eyes forward, ears listening, no voice, and hands are relaxed, not moving all over the screen. And your back is upright and not slouching. When you have something to say, make sure that you raise your hand and wait your turn. Now, this will be different depending on what your teacher asks of you. There will be different expectations. But when we meet in Google Meets, we want your microphone muted a lot of times. But let's say you have something you really want to share, but your microphone is turned off. A good thing to do would be to just raise your hand. Your teacher will notice that you have your hand up, just like you would do in a regular classroom. And then they will call on you and you can unmute your mic and say what you need to say. Also, be sure your microphone is turned on so your teacher and classmates can hear you. That's when you're called on, or when the teacher says that it's time to share your ideas. Make sure your microphone is turned on. Now, for some of you, this may be totally confusing. I don't know how to mute my mic or turn my mic off or turn it on. We'll teach you that, I promise. You will learn how to do all of that kind of stuff. You'll learn how to turn your mic on and off, your camera on and off, even how to go to separate rooms for small groups. We'll show you about that, how to go to a smaller class group for maybe some reading time or something. You're gonna learn that eventually too. We're gonna get really good at this computer stuff, I promise, kids. Next page. Wow, you are both working so hard. Yeah, you are working hard. You know who else is working really hard? Your teachers. They've never started a school year like this. They are working so hard this week trying to get everything set up. But even they have questions about how this is going to work. How do I do this on my computer? They're learning too. So be nice if your teacher makes a mistake and maybe he or she thinks she's sharing her screen with you and it's not, or you're just looking at your teacher. Maybe your teacher will be messed up and be looking at the camera like this and all you see is his or her forehead. Just be nice about it. Everyone is learning at the same time. We're all going to make mistakes. I hope I've helped make this experience a little easier. I can't wait to see how much you learn and how much fun you have with online learning. I can guarantee you that, Scouters Mountain families. We are going to have fun with this. We're going to do the very best we can. I know this is probably not every family's first choice on how to do school, but it's what we're doing to start the year, so everyone stays safe. We're going to have fun with it. We're going to learn lots and get to know each other very well as best we can when we see each other on a screen each day. Remember, what time do we log in on Tuesday morning? 9 o'clock. That's right. At least first through fifth graders. Kindergartners, you'll get a different schedule from your teacher, and we'll get more information about that very soon as well. All right. So I wanted to give you, and first of all, I wanted to say have a great first day of school, but I also wanted to give you a preview of these morning messages because you can check these out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning right here on the school website. So what do they look like for those of you that are new to our school or our kindergarten students, or for those of you who didn't really tune into these last year? What can you see on these? Well, let me give you a preview of what you'll see every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning on the school website during these messages. Now, today's is a little bit longer because we read the story. We won't normally do that. They won't be this long. But we like to check out who is celebrating a birthday for the week. So let's check it out. Who is celebrating a birthday this first week of school? Afton Strickland, happy birthday to you on your birthday. Your birthday present is you get to start school. Afton Strickland from fourth grade starting school on the first day, September 8th. The next day, Kendra Witt from third grade celebrating a birthday. Alice Koo is from third grade celebrating a birthday on the 10th. And then later in the week, Fiona McCabe from first grade and Elena Bello, who is new to us this year. Welcome to our school, Elena, from fifth grade celebrating a birthday later in the week as well. So we'll always do that during the morning messages. We like to recognize who's celebrating a birthday during the week. We also like to get a challenge from Mr. Long where he will, that's me, I will challenge you to complete something during the upcoming days, and you can prove to me that you've done it by sending in a picture or a video. For example, here's one from last year, and I think this one applies at the beginning of distance learning this year. In fact, you can do this over the Labor Day weekend if you would like to. Once you finish your distance learning for the day, what's something that you think you're going to like to do to reward yourself? Maybe it's read a book or ride your bike, shoot some hoops. You can send Mr. Long a photo or a video. Now, remember, I told you we did this last year. Let's check out some of the things we got. There's Claire from fourth grade. She's eating candy to celebrate her completion of distance learning. I wouldn't recommend that. Claire, don't get all sugared up, all right? There's Colton playing a card game of Skip-Bo. That's a great idea. I think that's Dad's foot on the other side, so they're playing against each other. That's a great way to celebrate the end of a day of distance learning. There is our friend Imogene, who is doing some yoga. Look at the screen above her fireplace. She's trying to match that yoga pose. That's a great idea. One of my favorites, the Hageman family, they're doing some dancing to celebrate the end of distance learning for the day. I love that, getting their groove on at the end of a day of distance learning. Thanks for sending in those pictures. Also, there's Kate. She's building some tiny Legos. Looks like she was building a snowman at that time. And there's the Stavik sisters, Juniper and Zinnia. They're playing some bingo at home at the end of distance learning. Now, I hope, Juniper, I can see your cards. You've got 3 of them. It looks like Zinnia might even have 4 over there. How can you not win at bingo if you're playing 3 cards or 4 cards at once? Thanks for that great picture as well. You can always send those in to me, or you can send me a video. Now, check out this one. This is one of our 5th graders. Here's Tate Stevenson, who has some room around his house, some land. Look what he did at the end of the school day. Well, let me go backwards again, make sure I find him. I think he's right here. Here comes Tate. Look out. Up and over. Tate having some fun at his house after distance learning is over. And then we'll get to Atlee. Now, for those of you that watched the morning messages last year, you know that Atlee is involved in gymnastics. Look what she does. She goes out to the trampoline. Now watch her routine on the trampoline. Wait for it. Wait for it. Whoa! Sticks the landing right there. Great job, Atlee. Remember, you can always send me those photos or videos, and we'll post them in the next morning messages. You can send them right there to longc@nclac.k12.or.us. That's the email address to always send them to me. And I'm sure you'll get to know that email address quite well. We also play a game on the morning messages called Name That Scouters Mountain Elementary staff member. We like to play this one and see if you can guess. Now, it might be a little bit harder for you this year because you haven't gotten to know your teacher quite yet or your staff member quite yet. But this person's classroom is on the 2nd floor. Favorite fast food is Jersey Mike's Subs. Favorite hobbies are reading and cooking. Favorite smell is peach. And here's your big hint. This person likes to wear a purple shirt every Wednesday. Now, for those of you that had this teacher last year, you probably know already. Some of you will pay close attention around the school last year, know this already. If you think you know that answer, you can always send it in to me. Now, are we going to tell you who it is? No, we're not going to tell you. You send me the answer. There's the email address to send it to me. We'll reveal that answer on Wednesday's morning messages, because this Friday one counts as Mondays because Monday's a holiday. So the next ones will actually be on Wednesday. You can send in your answer to me right there. So send your photos, your videos, your answers to things. There's also one other thing you can send to me, and that's how we wrap up the show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning with the joke of the day. And today's joke comes from Claire Berman from 4th grade. She actually asked this one last year, but I brought it back. And she asks, why did the ant have such a confused family? Claire, why did the ant have such a confused family? The answer, because all the uncles were ants. Oh, that's true. All the uncles are technically still ants, so they would be very confused. That's a great joke, Claire. All the uncles were ants. If you have a joke of the day that you would like to send to me, you can do it a couple of different ways. You can email it to me, of course, at that email address. You can email me the joke, or what some kids like to do last year was email me a video of them telling the joke, and we'll put that on the morning messages as well and let you reveal what the answer is to your own joke. There's the email address to send those to. I look forward to maybe getting some over this long weekend, but we'll for sure get that going once school starts officially on Tuesday morning. At what time? That's right, 9 o'clock. Have a great start to the year, everyone. We'll see you Tuesday morning online. Remember, normally these are Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning. We did today's to count for Monday because Monday's a holiday, so as the date right there. Monday, September 7th, 2020. Hopefully you had a chance to watch these before logging in Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock a.m. Can't wait to see a lot of you on the computer screens on that Tuesday morning. Have a great long weekend, everyone. See you Tuesday.